Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the Oregon Trail, and we're going to focus on the benefits and the risks of the Oregon Trail. And this is the second event with Manifest Destiny that we are going to study. Remember, Manifest Destiny means that was obviously meant to be. The word manifest meaning obviously, and destiny meaning meant to be. And what was obviously meant to be was that it was obvious the United States was supposed to expand, or at least that was the belief of some people. All right, so just to go over the Oregon Trail, it was like over 2,000 miles of trail that went from the eastern part of the United States all the way to Oregon. Okay, and in class, we just kind of predicted some of the dangers of traveling. Just by looking at the map, we can see that there are a lot of bumps right here, and bumps on a map indicate mountains. And so they had to go through the Rocky Mountains with all of their stuff in a rickety old wagon pulled by oxen. So it would be terrain like this, which is pretty difficult. And not to mention some of these yellow parts on the map, which stands for less vegetation and more desert-like area, looked something like this, which is also difficult when you're relying on your environment for water, and not to mention the other dangers such as animals and attacks and everything like that. All right, so why were people going through all of that on the Oregon Trail? For free land. Okay, the Homestead Act was passed by Congress in 1862 and gave public land to citizens. Okay, so they had all this land in the West. They didn't quite know what to do with it. They wanted people to live there, and so they started giving it away through the Homestead Act. Here are the rules. You had to be 21 years of age or older. You could not fight against the U.S. or conspire against the U.S., and you had to live on the land and improve it for 5 years. So you couldn't just put a claim on it and then leave and go live somewhere else. You had to live on the land for 5 years. And if you did that, you would get 160 acres of land for free from the government, which is the equivalent of 121 football fields. And here's kind of a visual of what that might look like. There's just a bunch of teeny tiny little houses over here, and this dotted white line indicates 160 acres. So you got a lot of land for free, but you did had to get there, right, through the Oregon Trail. You had to live on it for 5 years, which also wasn't easy because nothing was cleared out, and you had to improve the land for 5 years. So what you guys are going to be doing today, we're going to be answering this question: was the Oregon Trail a positive or negative thing? Or was it worth the cost, by playing a game called the Oregon Trail. This one's an old one, but a classic one. There's two different links. If this one doesn't work, you can go ahead and try this second link. And if that still doesn't work, make sure you message me on Schoology. After you finish playing, you're going to go ahead and just fill in this note card. It's going to look similar to yesterday. And remember, we're going to take these note cards and use them on the benchmark for this unit, the outline for a paper. All right, so using what you learned today, I believe the Oregon Trail was either a positive or negative thing. I believe this because, and this is a level 3 question, there's no right or wrong answer as long as you can explain your answer with an example. So you could say, I believe it was a positive thing because people got free land. For example, if you lived on the land for 5 years and improved it, you got 160 acres of land. Or I think it was a negative thing because there were a lot of risks involved. For example, crossing over mountains and deserts, and probably a lot of people died. All right, if you have any questions on what you need to do today, feel free to ask. You can always message me on Schoology, email me, or call or text that Google Voice phone number 304-853-0426. Good luck.